Hey, CNC machinists, do you feel like you're in a dead-end job with your boss hovering over your shoulder? That's so annoying. Not at Garner Industries. We provide the opportunity and trust our CNC machinists to bring the talent. I'm Williams, HR Director at Garner Industries, and we're looking for new team members in our CNC department. At Garner Industries, you'll work in a clean, climate-controlled, and safe environment with team members who want to see you succeed. You will also enjoy 4-day work weeks, great benefits, and a positive working culture. Interested? Apply on our career page at garnerindustries.com.
Shopping for new flooring is different today. Getting your questions answered, making the right selection, getting the best value, and installed quickly and professionally. Visit OakStreetCarpet.com or shop our store. We'll answer all your questions and help you make the right choice. You'll be enjoying your new flooring. Just let you wear wood, laminate, tile, and area rugs. We've got
Oak Street Carpet.
1732 O Street, family owned and operated. Always the best value.
Where will your path take you, traveler? To seek fortune in a new career? Or on a journey to distant lands for a well-deserved vacation? Wherever you go, one distraction could spell disaster. Your fate, adventurer. Don't drive distracted. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
Junior Achievement of Lincoln inspires and prepares young people for success. Learn more about the people involved in the organization and the success stories over the years each Thursday from 7 to 8 p.m. for the Junior Achievement Hour on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This is the Happy Hour.
You guys going to happy hour?
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America.
Yeah, I'll come for a couple.
Here are your hosts, Nick Sainert.
I want to know what it's like to commit a crime without having to spend time in jail.
And Enrique Alvarez Clary.
C is for chunk.
Brought to you by Empire Fence and Netting on 937 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Good afternoon. Happy Monday. Hope the weekend went well. This is the Happy Hour, 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Nick Sainert and Rico, who is back from Vegas, is here. Hello, Rico.
Hello.
I could see you preparing for a pretty hefty hello there.
Yes.
You had
it was
to,
necessary. I had to. It's
you
been
had to do that from the diaphragm there. You had to say it from the diaphragm.
I had to get that out.
Rico, you were in Vegas from Thursday till yesterday morning.
Yes.
How was it?
Interesting. It was a little bit. It was a lot. It was almost too much.
Okay.
Because I'm there, like I'm not by myself. DP and Stricker are there with me, but we stayed in different hotels. So I'm pretty much by myself, walking through the casino, going to my room, all that stuff. So it was a lot of lights everywhere, a lot of sounds, a lot of noises. Smoking in the casino, which I knew happened, but it was just still, I'm like, wow, people are just smoking inside.
That happens in Council Bluffs.
I know, there are kids running everywhere.
Okay, in
like,
Vegas?
I'm like, it's a hotel, so obviously, people are here with their kids on vacation, but I'm like, this is a weird place to bring your kids.
I was not sure I'd want to take the kids to Vegas.
It was a lot, walking around in 103, 105 degree weather outside on my way to DP's hotel so we could Uber from where we were to the Las Vegas Convention Center for UFC X, and going to the T-Mobile Center for the UFC Hall of Fame and the red carpet event, going out to Thomas and Mack on UNLV's campus, Thomas and Mack in the Cox Pavilion, which are right next to each other. You can walk, is just literally just a hallway right there. You can walk into either one for NBA Summer League. It was just a lot for my first time in Vegas, and it was a little intimidating, but I got through it. I lost $40. I didn't go any higher.
Yeah, which is nothing.
No, I didn't know what I was doing. So I went on one of the slot machines and I was hitting the button. I was like, it's just one button. This is all I got to do. I just hit the button.
Just hit the button.
And I wasn't sure if I was winning or losing.
Were you doing minimum bet?
I did minimum bet for like
Okay.
a couple button pushes, and then I was like, you know what, let's spice this up. And I went maximum bet and I hit it.
Well, that's
and there was a lot of lights, and I was
Yeah.
like, I don't know what just happened. Then I hit the button again, and then there was no lights, so I think I lost whatever I made. So I didn't know exactly what was going on.
No.
So
You should have called me or something.
well, I didn't.
I could have helped you.
I didn't know what was happening. And I thought I watched people play like craps and blackjack and roulette.
Yep.
And I'm pretty sure somebody won a lot of money on roulette because there was a lot of yelling.
Roulette's the way to go. I enjoy roulette. So
I saw a big group of people around the craps table.
Yep.
I'm short. I couldn't see, so I don't know what was happening.
Yeah.
But people seemed excited.
Well, so what's crazy about craps, and the people on the text line can correct me if I'm wrong, 402-464-5685, the Honda of Lincoln hotline, the Starter Heyman text line, as well as the Starter Heyman Jewelers video stream, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Allo Channel 951, all those places for you. What's crazy about, so craps, the reason why everybody loves it, so like statistically, it gives you the best chance to win.
Really?
It's simple to play once you learn it, but it takes a while to learn it.
Okay.
So that was at least my experience with it.
That's the thing,
But-
I didn't learn any of these
Yeah,
things before going out there.
that's okay, though.
The tables are very intimidating.
They're intimidating in Council Bluffs because it's like I went to the casino instead of going like O Street. I've told you this. Instead of going to O Street, my buddies and I, we just all got a hotel room up in Council Bluffs and we just stayed up there, went to the Barstool Sports Book, all that stuff. And when we were up in Council Bluffs, like obviously I would just had turned 21 that day and never been in a casino, never actually gambled that way.
Mhm.
And so I walked in and I was nervous to sit down at a table because I didn't know if you could just sit down. I didn't know if you had to like where you needed to exchange your money.
Mhm.
I like pulled out 100 and laid it on the table, and I was like, I don't know if this is what I'm supposed to do. The person, the
He
dealer
grabs it?
just takes it and he's like, change for 100, and that's all it is. And I'm like,
See,
so I'm in now.
See, I didn't know, and I was like, how like what's the buy-in? What are the chips? How much do I have? I didn't know what I was doing.
Yeah,
so I stayed away from it.
And it's good that you stayed away from blackjack because
I don't know, play blackjack.
well, people, it's super simple. However, there's like a quote unquote book
Mhm.
that you're technically supposed to follow.
Mhm.
And the thing about blackjack is that if you like take
Mm-hmm.
a card, it screws up the rest of the table.
Mm.
So, for example, if like the dealer is showing 14
Mhm.
and you're showing, I don't know, 13,
Mhm.
you do not hit because number one, the dealer is showing a bus card.
Yep.
Because you always take the face down card as a 10.
Yep.
And you think, okay, if he gets a face card, he busts, then the whole table wins. If you take a card and you bust, yeah, you lose, but now you threw off all the cards for the people behind you and the dealer. So it's like this big thing.
Mm.
And one of my buddies was an idiot in Kansas City when we went for a bachelor party this last January, and he hit on a time that he was not supposed to, and it got the rest of the table
Were they upset?
really mad because they lost, and it was real bad. It was really, really bad.
Yeah, it was a lot. So I just watched. I was people watching most of the time. Mississippi Mud Dog says, "The Mouth of the South and I were watching UFC the other night and couldn't believe you were there amongst the stars. It seems like you've come a long way since Target." Well, joke's on you, Mississippi Mud Dog. I wasn't at UFC 290. I was at the Hall of Fame, which I don't know which one's more impressive. I was at the Hall of Fame event and UFC X, which is the fan event. But we only had, I think, one media credential. So obviously, DP, who knows a lot more about UFC, went to UFC 290. Me and Strick were out at Summer League, still amongst the stars. A lot of players, a lot of people were out on at the Thomas and Mack Center to watch. I was, I don't know, probably 10 feet from Jaren Jackson Jr., DeMar DeRozan.
Did you realize it?
And yeah, I saw them.
Okay.
Okay, so everybody there is tall.
I was going to say, because we've had a couple instances where you've said, hey, I missed those guys. I didn't see that they were, that was who it was.
I'll explain what happened in that instance. But with Jaren Jackson Jr. and DeMar DeRozan, I was like right there and everybody's yelling like DeMar's name. And I was like, I'm right here. Like, let me get a picture. And I was like, hey, DeMar. And I like went to take a selfie and like security dude was like, get out of, and I was like, "Hup, okay, we're good. And I just walked away. I was like, nope, not doing that. So avoided any
Yikes.
type of instance there. Apparently I walked right by Tyrese Halliburton and nobody was bothering him. And I didn't know it was him. I saw later on the TV, saw the shirt he was wearing, and I was like, hey, I walked by that dude, and it was like Tyrese Halliburton. And I was like, dang it. A bunch of like G League coaches who are like former players were there. I walked by some of the G League guys, but a lot of the current NBA stars weren't walking amongst the crowd. They were walking underneath, away from everybody else
in their own tunnel,
which makes sense. But it was an amazing experience. Hopefully I'll be able to experience more of that along the as the future of the ticket goes on, because it was amazing. It was fantastic. And I might go back to Vegas at some point. But again, it was intimidating.
Well, that's what I always wonder is I honestly don't know. It took me a while to like, outside of, Adrian Martinez or Casey Thompson, or like the guys that you see from quite a bit. It takes you a while to like, outside of the jerseys and in that setting,
to like recognize them.
Exactly.
Me and CJ were on the same flight from Denver.
Oh yeah,
yeah. I talked to CJ a little bit in the airport in Denver, and then in Lincoln, because they like stopped the bag trolley in Lincoln. They just stopped it, and everybody was pissed because it took them a while to get it back. As soon as they got it back, I grabbed mine, and then it stopped like as I was walking out. So I was like, "Whew, I'm glad I got my bag."
Exactly. So
it was fun.
Worth it.
Yeah, it was. I have a lot of videos.
You're going back.
We talked to a lot of UFC people.
Gonna go back.
Maybe at some point.
You and Rachel can go.
Yeah.
Does Rachel have any interest in just walking around and people watching?
I don't know, maybe.
Because like that's how I know. Like my parents wouldn't want to gamble necessarily, but they'd be like, when they went to Vegas, I remember like my parents telling me that when they went to Vegas, their favorite thing to do was people watch. And you told me a couple stories where the people are unique.
Yeah, Vegas is
how are the people nice? Were they nice?
I mean, yes and no. Like nobody was taught. Like nobody talked to anybody.
They're
just walking by.
We're in this Nebraska bubble where you walk down the streets.
I like held the door for somebody and they gave me a weird look, and I was like, "Oh, my bad."
Yeah, like because it's unusual. It's unbelievable.
Like people just letting the door
crazy
like
how
close
weird.
in your face. You're right behind somebody, and they just let the door like close in your face. And I was like, "All right, cool."
I talked about this on Saturday actually on the air. So I was like, I get overly frustrated when people don't just do a nice little courtesy wave. Yeah. And that's just how I feel when you're driving. I get frustrated, and it's a weird amount of frustrated because it's probably too much. When people don't do a courtesy wave, I let you in the lane. All I need, I don't need you to like pull over, shake my hand. Just a nice little courtesy wave through the rear view mirror, and I'll be happy.
You just got to make sure all your fingers are set.
Yeah.
My mom taught me that because one time I just like, did like
you don't want to do the index finger.
I was just like, hey, thanks, and she's like, it looks like you're flipping because they can't see.
Yeah, don't do the index.
They can barely see, so if you do that, they think you're flipping them off, and they're not going to be. I was like, okay, so it's just all the fingers out.
A way to avoid that is you roll down the window, you bring out your whole arm, and you just wave the whole arm. It's like a turn signal.
I walked all the way down the strip my last night there. I walked all the way down. I walked down to the Bellagio and Caesar's Palace. Then I walked back. I was staying at the Excalibur Hotel.
Okay.
So I walked all the way down to Caesar's Palace and the Bellagio, saw the fountain, and then walked back. Walked through the Aria, where I felt very poor because there was a lot of expensive shops there, and I stuck out like a sore thumb.
Rico,
what?
That's not a bad hotel either.
It was pretty nice.
There's pools and everything.
Mm-hmm. I didn't go to the pools.
Did you take a swimsuit?
But I did not. I did take a swimsuit. It was in my bag.
You almost took a swimsuit.
No, the swimsuit was in my bag.
It was in your bag. You almost swam.
Yeah, I didn't. Thought about it.
That's awesome. See, that's where when you said when I see pictures of it, and they have the new Sphere that took that they paid $2.3 billion to make.
The MSG Sphere, which is going to host events as concerts and the like. So if you're not inside the Sphere, you can see the concert on the Sphere from the outside.
Yeah.
It's in the daytime, it just looks like a black circle, a black sphere, obviously. But at night it was lit up, and that's
what I'm saying. Cool. When they start filling that up with NBA games and NHL games and concerts and boxing matches and MMA fights, like that thing is going to be awesome.
Dude. Las Vegas has got to be like the sports capital of the world. They have so many different venues to watch. Like T-Mobile hosts the Aces, the Golden Knights, UFC, concerts, whatever. You know, it can host a bunch of other things more. But you know, if they get an NBA team, they've got the Raiders Stadium, which I drove by and it looks like a spaceship.
Okay.
I was going to take a tour, but I didn't.
See, you need to go back because now you
there's
know.
so many things.
Now you know what you want to do.
I know there's so many things, and I was like, I should have done this. I should have done that. Kevin Hart was in town, and I thought about getting tickets, but they were very expensive, so I didn't. Everything very expensive.
I'm sure it is. You saw the fountain though.
I did. I saw the Bellagio fountain. They have the MGM can host like boxing and all that stuff. Now they have the Sphere. They've got Thomas and Mack. Obviously UNLV, beautiful campus by the way.
Gotcha. Tate Martell.
Very hot. Very hot.
Remember Emmett?
Emmett?
Emmett.
Oh, I do remember Emmett. Yeah,
Emmett, our former intern.
I should have seen what Emmett.
You should have texted Emmett.
Yeah, I should have seen what Emmett was doing.
Because Emmett's still out there, isn't he?
I think so.
Emmett.
His parents have like a house out there or something.
Yeah, because he went to UNLV.
They're having an F1, like a Formula One race out there
through the city.
Yeah, there's so much construction right now because they're trying to like get things all right for it. So there was a lot of road shut down. I just took Ubers. Becky asked me. Shout out to Rebecca and DP for allowing me to go on this trip.
Yeah, big time.
She asked me if I wanted a rental car, and I said no.
Not in Vegas.
I am not driving in Vegas.
No, exactly.
So I got Ubers everywhere.
That's awesome, man. I'm glad you had a good time.
It was fun.
I've seen so much. So Ocean's 11.
Oh yeah,
is my favorite movie,
dude. I'm in the casino and like dudes are just walking like this. The
they have
security's walking by with the big bags. And I was looking at it, I go,
Do they have the briefcase where it's handcuffed to their wrist?
I didn't see that, but I saw them walking by with the bags, and I was just like, okay, so how do I figure out
deliver that to Terry Benedict's personal vault?
How do I figure out how to steal this?
Anyway,
I need 10 more people.
so Ocean's 11 is my favorite movie. So I've obviously all the Vegas like sights and scenery from when that movie was made, or a lot of them are still there.
Mm-hmm. That's why I had to go see the fountain.
Exactly, and that's where I'm like, I just want to stand there and just watch the fountain, and just not after I steal money, obviously, but just man, this is awesome. Knowing that I'm couple $1 million richer right now.
Just have a couple of your friends just walk away
one by one. Just one by one. That's all. And I'm Brad Pitt. Anyway, so Rico, glad you had a good time, man. Once again, 402-464-5685, the Honda of Lincoln hotline, the Starter Heyman text line. Notorious BIB says the Nebraska Nice is just different from the rest of the country. The rest of the country could use some of it, if you ask me. And that's what somebody else was saying, like talking about the courtesy wave and stuff. Mm-hmm. One-Eyed Ray says a nod of the head is acceptable. Waterboy says same. Multiple times I've driven through my neighborhood and given a nod or a finger wave and get blatantly ignored. I don't even know if I need like a gesture. Sometimes just a smile. Like I'm not like over smiling. But I'm like,
no. Just a quick little,
just a little
corner of the mouth goes up.
Yeah.
There you
go.
Hey,
see ya. How's it going? And I'm not really curious about how your day's going. I just don't want the awkward silence.
Yeah. I'm also very mad at myself. NBA Con was going on, first ever NBA Con.
Explain for those of us that don't know what NBA Con is.
So it was, I don't really know what it was. It was just like a meet and greet where you go in Vegas since the Summer League was there, and there's a bunch of current, former, aspiring players, and you get to meet them and do all these fun NBA things. I think they had
here it is
stuff with the new NBA 2K24 that's coming out. I think you could play that. You had to sign like an NDA or whatever. Just a lot of things. They unveiled the new NBA Cup trophy. But I'm really upset because apparently Carmelo Anthony was there.
Yeah, you didn't know.
And I didn't know, and I didn't get NBA Con tickets, although they were kind of pricey.
I mean, somewhat. I don't know, like you're in Vegas.
There's the $60 version.
Yeah, like you're in Vegas.
And then there was like the $250 version where I think the $250 would have gotten you to meet
I can
more
tell
of
you.
the players.
So I can tell you here. So NBA Con.
Oh, yeah, they're doing the parking lot.
They're doing the parking lot. Okay. Man, it felt like somebody was going to come through our ceiling tile. NBA Con, a historic lineup of NBA legends, rising stars, live music, fashion, and limited edition merch. Mm-hmm. July 7th through 9th. So it's over.
Yes,
it's dead.
It is.
Choose your experience. 12 and under, you got $30 tickets. The starter for adults was $60. General admission access from 12 to 8. Panels, podcasts, meet and greets, live performances, brand activations, and access to exclusive merch. For $250, let's see, what else do you get? Fast pass lanes at select NBA Con activations, priority access and viewing area for NBA Con concerts, commemorative NBA Con MVP badge, so basically a media pass. Dedicated line and expedited entry into a Tau Group nightclub each night of NBA Con.
Yeah, I wouldn't have gone to the night.
Yeah, you're not really that much of a
take,
club guy.
I didn't take club attire.
Oh, you were just out on clubs from the start.
I wasn't planning. I was planning on working the whole time. I didn't know.
That's right. I forgot. How could I forget? From sun up to sundown, Rico was working.
You know it. Well, I didn't know if I knew NBA Con was going on.
Even though the clubbing scene probably goes on past the sundown,
I would have brought more club appropriate attire.
That's the thing, is I'm not like a huge in that setting, not a big fan of that, because I like being able to have a conversation. But I think it's more of the experience. Like, let me just go in for 10 minutes, buy a $30 drink, and then leave.
Exactly.
It would have been
cool to stand on the dance floor and look into the VIP section and see everybody hanging.
Yeah, you could have been in Carmelo. You could have seen Carmelo. You've been sitting in the middle.
We could have breathed.
Mello!
We could have breathed the same air.
Would you have called him Carmelo, or would you call him Mr.
Mello?
Oh, you would call him Mello.
I called him Mello.
No, Mr. Anthony.
No, not Mr. Anthony.
Sir Anthony.
Sir. If he was knighted, I would have called him sir. Actually, I might have been like, you deserve to be knighted.
You deserve to be knighted.
Sir.
I'm going to be the only person to ever call you Sir
With
Anthony.
everything that you've done, especially for the franchise in Denver and the franchise in New York, you deserve to be knighted.
So. Oh, here's an interesting. Mississippi Mud Dog says you could have seen Drunk Mello. Where would Drunk Mello end up on your places of people or your guys or dudes?
Oh, he would have ended up on both, probably.
He says not DUI,
not DUI
Mello.
Although we do love DUI Mello.
That is your dude.
He didn't hurt anybody, so we can love him.
I'm not sure that's how that works.
I don't know. But Drunk Mello probably would have been really cool.
Drunk Mello would have been cool, because who knows who Drunk Mello hangs out with.
I would have tossed Drunk Mello on my phone.
What if Drunk Mello just was hanging out with you that night?
Dude, I wouldn't be back here. I would join Mello. I'd be like, I can't really protect you from anybody because I'm tiny, but can I join your security detail? And he would have been like, hell yeah. And I would have been like, sorry, DP, I work for Mello now.
Does DP try to take you away from Mello?
No.
Okay, he just lets you.
You know what?
Like, yeah, Rico
would have been like, you're coming back. Like,
yeah. All right. Anyway, let's go ahead and get to break. When we come back, we're going to talk quite a few things, actually. So I think it is important to somewhat mention the Northwestern stuff. I know a couple shows this morning have already discussed it, but more details are slowly starting to come out. And guess what? It's 1:25 p.m. and we haven't heard anything. We haven't heard anything from Northwestern. And so I think that's really telling on how Northwestern's going to handle this and how they're going to try to maybe just let this, smooth over. They might they're not going to be able to silently fire Pat Fitzgerald. And they're not going to be able to do it under the radar, especially now that how much steam this story's gotten. But it's going to be very, very interesting if it comes out Friday that, we decided to move on from Pat Fitzgerald.
Try to bury it in the weekend.
Yeah, it's going to be really weird to see how Northwestern decides to handle it. So some interesting thoughts. Chris Vanini of The Athletic had wrote an opinion article, somewhat of an opinion article, somewhat of a factual-based article as well, that I want to definitely reference here in the next segment because there's some interesting and valid points from Chris Vanini, some new stuff from the student newspaper at Northwestern, which makes this 10,000 times weirder, is that the fact that the student newspaper at Northwestern has been the one to break all these headlines and details. So we'll talk that. We might talk a little home run derby. The Yankees are a dumpster fire. They lost 2 out of 3 to the Cubs at home.
It's a lot of money to lose.
So, yeah, we got plenty of stuff to talk about. Glad Rico enjoyed Vegas. Just definitely wanted to talk to him about that here in the first segment. So stick around. 402-464-5685. More happy hour coming up next.
Follow Nick and Enrique on Twitter at Nick_Sainert and Radio Rico AC. More of this next on 93.7 and a ticketfm.com.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service, bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 404-888-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
Repeat after me. I will not touch the fuse box.
I will probably not touch the fuse box.
Sip, do you remember what happened last time?
Yeah, I remember.
What happened?
Half of the city block lost power.
And?
My chicken condo went haywire.
That's right. The chickens ran wild. So what do we do instead?
Call Joe at Ambition Electric and let him handle everything. Look, saved on speed dial.
Ambition Electric, 402-217-3415 or online at ambitionelectric.com.
Keep summer Judson Eileen and Judson Irrigation. More than 2 years ago, Judson Irrigation started taking in orphans. Lawn sprinkler systems installed by a quickie, cheapy job. Install them and forget them out, long forgotten. Call Judson Irrigation. They'll never forget you.
Keep summer green. Call Judson Irrigation 420-620-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
Where will your path take you, traveler? To seek fortune in a new career or on a journey to distant lands? Well-deserved vacation. Wherever you go, one distraction could spell disaster. You can change your fate, adventurer. Don't drive distracted. Paid for by the NDOT.
Machinist. Do you feel like you're in a dead-end job with your boss hovering over your shoulder? That's so annoying. Not at Garner Industries. We provide the opportunity and trust our CNC machinists to bring the talent. I'm Bob Williams, HR Director at Garner Industries, and we're looking for new team members in our CNC department. At Garner Industries, you'll work in a clean, climate-controlled, safe environment. Team members who want to see you succeed. You will also enjoy 4-day work weeks, great benefits, and a positive working culture. Interested? Apply on our career page at garnerindustries.com.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today will see lots of sunshine, but lots of warmth too. We'll see a high of around 93. Tonight, we'll see a chance of showers and the low of around 6. We'll see a repeat of more sunshine in the forecast, but lots of storms late in the day tomorrow. We'll see a high around 92. Meteorologist Kyle Tucker for 90.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an open estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids in or out of the yard. Increase the key of value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance responsibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits is now open in Lincoln. Shop our expansive collection of wine, beer, spirits, and cigars at 5040 North 27th Street. From top shelf liquor to crowd favorite beer, Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits has a beverage for every taste and every budget. Plus, join our loyalty program to earn rewards and save on future purchases. Shop Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits at 5040 North 27th Street in Lincoln. That's 5040 27th Street.
You finally finished your man cave in the basement. Brand new furniture, huge TV, and all of your collector's items. You're ready for football season. You were so excited until one bad rain and it is all ruined. Don't risk a flooded basement and countless dollars in damages when it can be avoided. Call John Henry's today for a free sump pump estimate for your home.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing.
Ticket Water Cooler.
Typically, you kind of think of Nebraska as far as in-state recruiting as might not get the skill position players, but you can pepper in some offensive linemen and maybe a linebacker here and there. This class is led by its in-state skill position players now. I mean, you're thinking down the line, you could 3 or 4 years from now have Daniel Kalen lining up with Davon Holland, Isaiah McMorris, and now Carter Nelson. Those are all your skill positions.
Keeping the highly talented, highly ranked players that are in the state with you at the home state school is a step in the right direction.
You're listening to the Happy Hour with Nick Sainert. This is a house of learned doctors. And Enrique Alvarez Clary. As soon as your eyes shut, I'm going to punch you square in the face. On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back into the Happy Hour, 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. So here's this from Inside NU that came out just a little before 1 p.m. today. It's headlined this. Recent former Northwestern player says allegations of hazing are 100% true. This is written by Bradley Locker of Inside Northwestern. He says a recent former Wildcat who requested to stay anonymous said that the reports shared in prior articles are, quote, 100% true, and that, quote, all those things happened. He says this player shared that while he never witnessed any incidents of running in which players are restrained by a group of 8 to 10 upperclassmen, the player also revealed that he saw Shrek's List, and he saw naked bear crawls and other activities occur. Now here's this part as well. Moreover, the player said this is brand new from just a little over 30 minutes ago. Moreover, the player said that players engaged in, quote, rap battles, and where players would encourage you to say inappropriate things. We'll just say that. According to the players, these rap battles occurred in the locker room or other private spaces, quote, where there are no coaches around. In accordance with the prior reporting, the player confirmed he saw a whiteboard in the team's locker room that referenced, quote, running. Further, the player affirmed that Pat Fitzgerald did the, quote, Shrek clap, which was a slow clap over your head. That used to happen all the time, the player said, adding that he was unsure if Fitzgerald used it to signify players selected for running. They all say it's been happening before. It's been happening before just this year. The player said he's, quote, sure that Fitzgerald was aware of the behaviors that occurred, but that nobody in the program brought it to him as a problem. He added that the assistant coaches and everybody else knew, emphasizing that those who had been at Northwestern longer definitely knew about it. That's wild. That's crazy.
I don't understand. And I know, obviously we're going to wait for more things to come out to see if Pat Fitzgerald truly knew what was going on, but I don't think there's any way that he's able to get out of this without possibly losing his job, because A, if you knew about it, obviously you should lose your job. But B, if he didn't know about it, what does that say about his ability to lead a team if nobody is coming to him with this information? If he truly didn't know about it, then he had the locker room was never his. He never had the locker room. He had lost it a long time ago.
Well, and so this, I'm trying to get it to load here. This article just came out a little under an hour ago as well, out of the Daily Northwestern, which once again is the student newspaper.
It's so weird how the student newspaper is breaking this.
Yes.
Like nobody else had this. Nobody else was approached by these former players or was able to break this news. It took the student newspaper coming out with this story for all of these national news outlets to finally, pick this story up.
So in this, my computer, my internet just crashed here. Here it is. It's headlined this: former Northwestern players describe racist environment in football program. 3 former Northwestern football players described a culture of enabling racism to the Daily Northwestern, recalling multiple racist actions and remarks from both coaching staff and players. All 3 players who played for the team in the late 2000s also added that some of the allegations of hazing were actually true. Now, what's interesting here is that these guys aren't anonymous.
These guys put their names on
These guys put their names on it. And so when you're going here, I'll tell you guys this. It's probably understandable. When you're going through journalism school and when you're learning to gather sources and gather intel, right? You always ask people if you want to remain anonymous. Well, when they do, that it provides obviously context, but it does take away some of the credibility in your story. When you say, listen, think about every year when the Nebraska, when Big Ten coaches say, an anonymous coach in the Big Ten tells this about Matt Rule.
Mm-hmm.
An anonymous coach in the Big 12 says this about Brent Venables, right? It's like, all right, you kind of take it with a grain of salt.
It's like, is that really
it's like
a coach?
You don't know who's talking about it, right? Same thing here on a much more serious note. You don't necessarily know who the players were, they don't have a name attached to them. You lose a little bit of credibility. Well, here in this situation, they put their names to it. Ramon Diaz Jr., a Latino offensive lineman for Northwestern from 2005 to 2008. Now, remember, Fitzgerald got there in 2006, said that his experience on the football team was hostile as a non-white player. Said, quote, "I didn't feel like I could be anything other than white," Diaz told the Daily. "We never felt like we could be ourselves. We had to fit in by being white or acting white or laughing at our own people." That was a quote there.
That's tragic. That's terrible.
So, the first one of the other players said those are 2 phrases that you would hear a lot around the program that referred to the sentiment of fall in line. If you were not in line with the quote Wildcat way, Coach Fitz or any of the other coaches will be quick to say, "Yeah, check your scholarship."
So there was 3 players in this one. The other 2 are remaining anonymous outside of Ramon Diaz Jr. But one of the anonymous players said that a phrase, the Wildcat way, along with good, clean American fun, was often used by coaches to reference how they wanted players to look and act. What does that mean? What is good, clean American fun? Is that the bullying? Is that the racist antics that they're talking about?
So here's this as well. Another anonymous player, a former offensive lineman, told a story about Fitzgerald asking a member of the coaching staff to cut off his dreadlocks. The racist stuff that refers to how black players are treated, that was a form of hazing. The anonymous players agreed, adding racism was central in the program's culture. That, quote, "There was a certain culture of enabling racism and other microaggressions that I had to experience and that other offensive linemen that were people of color had to experience." It's crazy because, and this is something I said this morning, and now 4 new players just since the end of AD and Raf's show that I was a part of this morning from 8 to 10, 4 new players have just come forward, right? Once somebody does it or once a group of people do it, it's a lot easier to put yourself and say, all right, yeah, you know what? I'm ready to talk about it.
Yeah,
it's a lot easier.
It's hard to be that first one. Nobody ever wants to be the first one, but as soon as somebody comes out and has the bravery to step forward and say, hey, this is wrong, this shouldn't be happening, other people who have experienced the same thing believe that now, maybe they thought they were the only one, or maybe they thought they were the only one that thought it was wrong. Now they know that there are other people who are on their side that believe that what was happening is wrong, and they'll be able to step forward and say, hey, I didn't like the way that this was handled. I didn't like how this happened to me. I'm going to step forward and try to make sure that this doesn't happen to anyone else.
So now this is where I kind of landed right now. It's 1:41 p.m. and after the president and after administration have said, all right, we're gonna check things again. We're gonna go back through this investigation and figure out what a I don't know, rightful suspension or punishment for Coach Fitzgerald and the Northwestern program for that matter will be. And it's a few days later now, and number one, you haven't learned any of the findings from their investigation that supposedly only warranted a 2-week suspension. That's the fishy part to me. And this is something that Chris Vanini of The Athletic pointed out. And somebody on the text line said something along the lines of, I wish we could just focus on Minnesota. And we will focus on Minnesota. We got plenty of time to focus on Minnesota.
I mean, the thing is, the football team's going to focus on Minnesota, but we're going to report the news of what's happening. And this is part of the Big Ten. This is a team that Nebraska is going to play this season. And
maybe,
the thing is, I don't know what's going to happen with Northwestern, because as I talked about it on the captain show earlier today, if they end up firing Fitz and all of the assistant coaches, because according to this latest article, the assistant coach is new. So the assistant coaches are probably going to let go too. Maybe I don't know about the athletic director. I don't know what happens there, but at least all of the football staff will probably be let go. You're going to have to find a new staff, get them in there, get them to have the players buy into whatever they're selling after whatever they've gone through, and then start a season in a little bit over a month.
So this is what's interesting here, because once again, Chris Vanini of The Athletic wrote this article, headline, Northwestern has created more of a mess by not revealing investigation details. And what he means by this, so Northwestern, just to kind of regroup here, Northwestern had an independent investigation that was conducted by highly qualified law firm Arndt Fox Schiff is the name.
Mm-hmm.
And lead investigator Maggie Hickey. It found after months of interviews that the claim, quote, largely supported by the evidence, whatever that means. And then it said, quote, while the investigation did not uncover evidence pointing to specific misconduct, participation in or knowledge of the hazing activities was widespread across football players. So, number one, what does that even mean? But it obviously gave Northwestern an idea that Pat Fitzgerald needed to be suspended for 2 weeks. And it was 2 weeks, all right?
In July.
And we've gone through all that dead period of recruiting. Nothing's going on, right? Things like that. And Sanderson points out, if several people have now confirmed they saw Pat Fitzgerald doing the clap, I think we can stop with he didn't know about it, right? And if that's the case, and if this, I mean, obviously institutions, whether it's Nebraska, whether it's USC, whether it's Texas, whether it's Northwestern, they're going to pay the best people possible that they believe. Just like when you hire a search firm to find a coach, you're going to go with the best people in your mind to get to the bottom or figure out the issue. Mm-hmm. So, and this Arndt Fox Schiff law firm is pretty highly qualified as well. And they put their lead investigator on it, understandably so. And through months of interviews and months of research and learning what's going on. And once again, Northwestern hasn't given or released the full report.
Haven't released any of their findings
or details.
Not a thing.
They handled it on their own. And when the punishment was only 2 weeks of a suspension, that's when you see all the players go, hold on now. There's something sketch about this a little bit here. There's something fishy here.
So you've seen the players. Obviously, the players must have said something if Northwestern was conducting their own interview or their own investigation. But the thing is, you didn't hear anything about that. You know, they didn't go public with it. They kept it in-house, kept it very private. And then they just said he is suspended for, what did they even, because it wasn't anything hazing related or anything. They just said he was suspended for a violation of something. And everybody's like, okay, whatever, 2 weeks for Fitz. Okay, I guess. And then these players went to the student newspaper and they're like, look, we're going to you.
Let's be honest here. In a way, the former players that are now all coming forward kind of gave Northwestern their chance. Mm-hmm. They gave the university their chance to say, we're giving you this opportunity before it gets really bad and you guys look like bigger idiots. Mm-hmm. We're giving you this opportunity to, hey, we'll handle it on our own.
Yep.
Whether that's firing the coach, whether that's suspending for a year, whether that's, I don't know what all the options are, right? But in a way, they're saying, hey, we're giving you a shot. And then when Northwestern is unable to, whether that's release details, whether that's give the appropriate punishment, whether that's keeping any of the people, any of the coaches on staff, whatever it was, obviously wasn't enough in the former players' minds. And according to what we're reading and what's being reported, it not even close to enough.
It definitely was not enough.
Not even close to enough.
And not to like take a spin on this, but these student reporters, I feel like they're going to get a pretty good job after they graduate.
Unreal.
It's a good writing.
Yeah,
it's really good. Well, the writing is good. The what's in it is bad.
Yes, it's crazy to kind of see here when you combine everything, and that's where I'm saying Northwestern needs to decide here, how they want to handle this, because if they come out this morning and say, you know what, we messed up, we're wiping the cake off our face, Pat Fitzgerald's no longer the head coach, or Pat Fitzgerald releases a statement of I'm stepping down, then we're like, all right, we can kind of move on after a couple days, right? Figure out what Northwestern football wants to do with their season this coming fall, and we'll figure out what's going to happen.
Like there's no burying this in the weekend news cycle because it's already out.
Well, it's out, and it's only the longer you wait, the worse it's going to get. If Northwestern waits until Friday to make a decision or make a statement or even release a detail, why did you wait a week and a half? Because now it looks like you're trying to play catch up instead of getting out in front of it, right? Because if the players know this and the coaches know it, and now every college football fan knows it, there is a really good chance that you knew it, and you did nothing.
There's no way that you did this. There's no way you had this private investigation and didn't come up with any of this.
But now what's interesting?
See, I think what they're trying to do is they're trying to collect everything to put it in their report, because if they get the report that led to the 2-week suspension and they release
that's what I'm saying, is that's what makes it so fascinating to me, Rico.
What did they find that they were like, yeah, 2 weeks is good? Or what didn't they find?
This goes back to something I said when you were gone. I said it on Friday before, obviously a lot of newer stuff has come out. But this is what I said on Friday. I was like, when it's a guy that, or an alumni, right, that's been there for going on 18 seasons, you sometimes turn a blind eye or you turn a cheek at times. And now I think Northwestern may have thought that, all right, it wasn't going to get this bad. Like, it was bad, but now more and more, like, this is now 6 or 7 players that have come forward. And
how did they think they weren't going to come forward?
And that's the thing, is it sometimes shows you that the people that you thought you put in charge for the good reason should not be in charge. Yeah. Right. And what's concerning is this is probably happening at other places other than just Northwestern. But and as Big Bird just said, wasn't most of this in the report that the university already had? Bingo. That's exactly what we're kind of getting at.
That's right.
Is that you read that report and said, you know what? We know who Pat Fitzgerald really is.
2 weeks.
It's not this report.
2 weeks.
2 weeks is good. And we're just going to move on with our lives. We'll talk about Big Ten football come Big Ten Media Days in 3 weeks. We'll be okay. Yikes, man. Because now, guess what? That report doesn't change.
Nope. Well, now they're trying to add to it or something. I don't know what's taking them so long. But to whatever they found, that they were like, yeah, 2 weeks is good. And to think that the players who told you this, obviously somebody must have told you something for you to be investigating it. To think that those players wouldn't step forward after you did this investigation, found all of this information, and thought 2 weeks would be a substantial punishment for what's being documented in these articles, and to think that those players wouldn't be like, that's not enough, I'm going to go tell somebody else so you can actually be held accountable for what you did, is just asinine. I don't understand how a probably pretty well-respected firm is able to do that and just say, yeah, I mean, this is bad, but you're a good guy, so here you go.
Well, it shows that even after 18 years, you might not realize who you have, right? And so this was a really telling article. This was written by a student, okay? Obviously, a lot of this has been. But this is an opinion article from the student. And now it's starting to get to the level of Penn State type of seriousness. Like this is almost as bad as they could come, and as bad as we've seen in the last 5 years. I would go out on a limb to say,
yes,
since Penn State, this is as bad as it's been. When you talk about sexual assault, when you talk about
Michigan
racism,
State was after Penn State.
Michigan,
Larry
yes,
Nassar.
Larry Nassar,
Yes.
which who, by the way, had his own issues this morning. But when you so there's a lot of healing, whether Pat Fitzgerald's the coach or not. This program is going to have to go through a major shift and through a lot of healing, right? And they're going to be licking their wounds for a while. And this was written by a Northwestern student that says Pat Fitzgerald should step down and allow Northwestern football to heal. And it's one of the most telling and just intense articles I think I've ever read, because it talks about how successful in terms of Northwestern standards that Pat Fitzgerald has been while head coach of the Wildcats. But now, in the matter of a week and a half, Northwestern is in the darkest moment of their entire football program ever.
You had one win last year, and this is worse.
This is
that entire
oh,
season.
absolutely, by a long shot.
You won your first game of the year and lost every game after that, and this is worse.
And this is what it says. And this is kind of where it's summed up really well, and we'll end with this. Whether or not Fitz knew of the hazing, he is the unquestioned leader of this program and has responsibilities that he failed. If he did know of the hazing, it's an egregious, fireable offense. If he didn't, then how well did he know his team? What kind of culture did he and other leaders cultivate to where alleged behavior like dry humping freshmen and sexual violence is permissible, to where players don't feel comfortable calling out this alleged behavior? If Fitzgerald wants best for the program, he needs to step down. He is now the face of a team with deep-rooted problems and seemingly at war with itself, no matter if he knew about the hazing or not. Just cut and dry. This is the truth. This is where you're at. Yeah. Because even if Pat Fitzgerald, and this is something I said this morning, lastly, is Rico, if I'm Pat Fitzgerald here and I'm trying to get your son to play football for me, how can myself or any of my coaches that I have on staff that have been here for more than 6 months, which is all of them, go to you and go, hey, we got your child's best interest in
We're
heart.
going to take care of your son.
Don't you worry.
No, the hell you're not.
Yeah. Not even close.
I can't even imagine, and this is what me and Terrell, I think we talked about this off the air. If I'm a student's parent right now, a player's parent right now, I'm calling my kid up and I'm like, hey, are you okay? Like, did this happen to you? Firstly, if my kid's an upperclassman, did you participate in this?
Yeah.
Like, what the heck?
Tell me the truth. Find out the truth, because it's going to come out. It's going to be announced.
And I just don't understand how you as a freshman can go through that. And then if this is a tradition type thing that they've been doing, you get to your junior, senior year, and you think, I suffered through this, so now you have to suffer through this.
I hated it.
How does that? How?
Yeah.
How do you get scarred by? How do you get scarred by this, or whatever, and think, okay, well, your turn.
Yeah. Let's get to break. A little bit of news: Husker baseball pitcher Emmett Olson has been drafted in the 4th round, 110th overall by the Miami Marlins. So Emmett Olson going to the Marlins organization. Let's take a break. Crossover with Austin and Strick coming up next.
Download our app by searching 93.7 in your app store to stay in touch and listen all day long wherever you are. More of the happy hour is next on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Integrated Life Choices has been inspiring opportunities for individuals with disabilities for more than 15 years in Lincoln and across Nebraska by offering a number of services. From group homes to independent living resources and job training, you'll find the support that allows people to live fulfilling lives. They're also hiring, If you're looking for a rewarding career supporting people with developmental disabilities, you can check out open positions along with learning more about services at ilc.net. Integrated Life Choices.
Where will your path take you, traveler? To seek fortune in a new career? Or on a journey to distant lands for a well-deserved vacation? Wherever you go, one distraction could spell disaster. You can change your fate, adventurer. Don't drive distracted. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits is now open in Lincoln. Shop our expansive collection of wine, beer, spirits, and cigars at 5040 North 27th Street. From top-shelf liquor to crowd-favorite beer, Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits has a beverage for every taste and every budget. Plus, join our loyalty program to earn rewards and save on future purchases. Shop Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits at 5040 North 27th Street in Lincoln. That's 5040 North 27th Street.
Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now, they've raised wages again, and they're hiring for production operators at $24.62 per hour, which grows to $28.97 per hour within 3 years. Skilled trade positions now start at $33.36 per hour, with opportunities to make more based on certifications. Continental also has salary jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates, with increased bonuses and vacation for new hires. To learn more or apply, go to continentaljobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
Are you working in or looking to get into the electrical construction industry? The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
If you want all the latest technologies from those big banks, but you also want that hometown feel when you walk in the front doors, choose Midwest Bank. They have top-notch technology. They make banking so easy, and they also have the friendliest staff who will take their time to get to know you and treat you like family. You get the best of both worlds when you choose Midwest Bank. I live on the go, and now I can bank on the go. With Midwest Bank, I have everything I need at my fingertips. I'm volleyball player Allie Batenhorst, and at Midwest Bank, you'll love banking here.
You've driven by GE Landscape Supply countless times, likely without even knowing, at 6701 Cornhusker Highway. Now it's time to stop in. GE Landscape Supply sells to homeowners and contractors with a vast selection of landscaping and construction materials. They sell in bulk to save you money, and you can buy anything from a 5-gallon bucket to a semi-load. And don't forget, they deliver anywhere. Stop by 6701 Cornhusker Highway from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday to Friday, and 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Saturdays. Go to GELandscapeSupply.com for more info or call 402-467-1627.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Summer is near. Now's the time to clean or replace your furnace filter to get the most out of your AC. Find energy-saving tips at les.com/save-energy.
Early break with Sip and Jake.
Quick question. Where does the term dog pop? 'Cause I've never seen a pile of dogs in my life. I've never seen that. If we've ever seen just driving down the road, it's like, well, there's 12 dogs on top of each other. So where does dog pile come from?
Well, that's a good question.
And that is a standard.
That's a good question.
If you say dog pile to anyone, they know it. It's not dog pile. Never seen a pile of dogs. Never in my life.
I want to know where that comes from.
Early break with Sip and Jake from 6 to 8 every weekday morning. This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. The home of Kansas City Royals baseball. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. You're listening to the Happy Hour with Nick Sainert and Enrique Alvarez Clary.
When I gave you the cookie, I heard very clearly, I don't think about you, Schmidt.
Why would I think about you?
Because we're friends. We're not animals.
We're men. The only time a man is allowed to think about another man is when that man is Jay Cutler.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, so if you were listening to the show Friday, it was a lot of Austin and I there.
We were basically the entire station that afternoon.
Yeah.
Were you?
We were. It was good.
So
Jay came in and was his rambunctious self.
Yeah, so you had early break, you had the drive where you're on, then the captain with who ran the board for the captain?
Bach.
Bach did?
Yeah,
was
Bach
still
was
here.
still
Yeah,
here.
Bach was still here.
Yeah.
And then
it was
water cooler.
All three of us for water cooler.
water cooler, happy hour with you two.
Yep. Well, all three of us again.
All three
stayed, but then Bach dipped eventually.
Then Bach dipped for on the block, which I'm guessing was you two.
Yep.
And then old school with you two and Jay.
Yep.
Nice.
That was it.
Sounds like fun.
It was a good day.
Did you guys see that the New York Times and Los Angeles Times disbanded their sports department today?
Yeah, that's weird.
I saw the New York
That's a
news,
little
not LA
disappointed.
too.
So
that sucks.
Yeah, it's a little disappointing. Okay, you guys. So as we talked about on Friday, we're going to do the Immaculate Grid on the crossover every single day. And if you guys don't know what this is, we can just announce it real quickly. Basically, you have 9 guesses to fill in 9 blanks of players that played for specific teams. So this is where we want your guys. We're going to kind of go through it somewhat slow at a normal pace. And you guys let us know if you have some answers, right? Austin's going to tweet it out. I'll tweet it out every now and then. And we'll keep it going that way.
I might tweet it out. I just pulled it up so I can have it too.
Good. And so we can do what Austin and I did on Friday, Rico, is we did our own. So you guys kind of got 2 different answers. It makes you think though, because you're trying to get the least percentage possible, right? So you don't obviously the Cubs and Boston Red Sox,
there's one answer.
The easy one is John Lester. That's the easiest one out there. But to not have it be so easy, I don't know, Nomar Garcia Parra is a good one.
Eric Hosmer.
Eric Hosmer is a great one.
Did Hosmer play? Wow.
Hosmer's on the Cubs right now.
My boy Hos.
Yeah, so Nomar Garcia Parra was 14%. What was Hos?
7.
That's good. Yeah. So
let's see what John Lester is.
John Lester's going to be 27 per 24.
30%.
You think 30?
30.
24.
John Lester is 24.
Oh,
good call.
That's unbelievable.
Good call.
And
That's
he's with St. Louis apparently.
Yeah, he's not good. Remember the year that he players on the base paths would test the crap out of him.
Oh, because
we call it the 2014 wild card game.
Yeah, he would never pick over. He would never throw over. He's bad. And then in the Cubs uniform, he picked over once and he overthrew the first baseman. And so he's they're like, that's why he doesn't throw over.
Never again.
It was unbelievable how bad he was at pickoffs to first base.
Just avoid that at all costs.
Okay. So once again, 402-464-5685, that's the number. So here's who we need to pick, right? We'll have Red Sox and Twins, right? We need a player that played for both the Red Sox and the Twins.
Another obvious one there.
We need somebody that played for the Guardians and the Cubs, also formerly known as the Cleveland Indians.
Yeah.
And then the Cleveland Guardians / Indians and the Cleveland / Twins. All right.
Okay.
And then we got some other ones that have some statistics in there as well that we'll worry about later.
We can do those later.
Do you guys so the Cubs and the Cy Young Award winner is easy.
Yeah.
Which one are you going with though?
I'm gonna go with the one that sucked afterwards.
You're going with the easy one?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the easy one.
Okay. Put it in.
Yeah,
See the percent.
put it in. Let us know what Jake Arrieta's percentage is. Now, I would like to also point this out. I have been told that Jake Sorensen, who's a fan of the Immaculate Grid, got 7 out of 9 today.
Oh, we're beating that.
Which is going to be...
Jake Arrieta is 49%.
Okay, we're going to see what Rick Sutcliffe is.
Okay.
Who are you going with?
Fergie Jenkins.
Nice. That's a good
wow.
13% for Ferg.
5% for Sutcliffe.
I'm going to go for the highest percentages. That's what I'm going to. I'm going to
try the most well-known player.
Well-known player. You guys are going for the hidden gems. I'm like, nah, I want the guys that everybody's putting in.
Okay, so let's just do this.
John Lester 24 is surprising.
What about Twins Red Sox here? So Jake informed me that the player that he put here, he put Byron Buxton, and it was incorrect. So I know that's
Byron Buxton never played for the Sox.
Never played for the Sox. I want to say I thought that wasn't he drafted,
but he never played for the Sox.
Right, and that's the distinction.
That's the
what you have to
distinction.
be careful about. It's
Yes.
not just were they in the organization
Yes,
of this team. They actually had to play a
exactly.
game in the major leagues for this team.
Yep.
I'm trying to think.
And so with that,
Why can't I think?
and
of
also I'm
anybody?
pretty sure Byron's been
You're
with
mi- you're
Minnesota
missing
the
one.
entire time.
You're missing one.
Am I?
Yes.
I got one. David Ortiz.
Yep.
Big Poppy.
I only put
David
him-
Ortiz, big 63% there though.
Oh, perfect. That's
I'm
fine.
taking it.
Yep.
That's fine.
That's fine.
It's fine.
It's all right.
Again, just get it right. I'm just on the get it right train.
So look at that. David Ortiz, 63%.
What if I put in Big Pop? Does that?
Unfortunately, probably not the same thing. Okay, so here's one. Guardians and the Twins. Okay. You want to know who I'm going with?
Who?
Actually, I'll see. Let's see. Go ahead, Austin.
Didn't Eddie Rosario play for both of them?
Yes.
Did he?
That's who I'm
Did
going
he
with.
play? Did he play for the Guardians?
That's what I'm saying. Did he make it up with Cleveland?
I'll risk it. I'm going for it. Yes.
You got it.
Oh.
Okay, so you know who I'm going to go with?
Who you going with?
He played from 1954 to 1965. He was a first baseman and an outfielder. His name is Vic Power.
Okay.
And how about this? 0.03%.
Wow.
How do you know the name Vic Power?
Was I
He looked
legend card in MLB The Show?
Ah,
Legend card in MLB The Show,
Okay.
Diamond Dynasty.
okay.
Guys, is it interesting to say that at 0.03, I might have been the only person to guess that name yet?
Maybe.
I'd love to know the stats. How many people play Immaculate Grid?
I think there's probably quite a few.
That's a heck of a pull. Well done.
Thank you. Okay, so now we'll go a little quicker here.
I'm gonna go with Jason Kubel.
Who?
2%.
Nice work, Rico. Okay, so let's go Guardians. So Guardians
Cubs.
and Cubs. I'll go with an easy one. Jose Hernandez. Jose Hernandez.
I have a vague recollection.
Even though that's 0.04% for some reason on there. That's insane. That's crazy.
I have a vague recollection of Kenny Lofton in a Cubs jersey. Did that happen?
Kenny Lofton?
Kenny
Yeah.
Lofton in a Cubs jersey. I don't know.
Very
I'm going to
vague-
look it up to see if you'll get it right instead. Here we go.
I have a very vague recollection of that.
You'd be correct. Kenny Lofton.
16%.
Kenny Lofton played 1 year for the Cubs in 2003.
There we go.
Nice job, Austin.
There
Nice
we
job.
go.
Okay, so now we got to choose.
Oh,
Okay.
Shawan Dunston, my dad just had for that one.
Oh,
Never
that'd
heard
be a
of
good
that
one.
guy.
Okay, so
Rico,
now
type in Shawan Dunston.
Okay, now I have to look up.
SHAWON.
I'm gonna look it up so that I make sure I don't get it wrong. Shawan Dunston.
Dunston.
Okay. Shawan. I was gonna go with Lester, or not
So-
Lester with
So Raph chimed in and asked if Jamie Moyer would have worked. He did not play for Cleveland.
Shawan Dunston, 0.8%.
Really?
Hey.
That's crazy that Shawan Dunston is
He actually has,
is
and he actually
higher.
he has a picture.
That's crazy.
A lot of the like
No,
point
no, no.
whatever. Don't
That's
have pictures.
ridiculous that he's higher than Jose Hernandez. Jose Hernandez is 0.04.
I was gonna go with Kerry Wood.
Okay,
Did you ever
so
hit the guards?
The Indians.
Well, okay, fine.
okay, so there's a lot of easy ones for the Red Sox and 3,000 strikeouts in his career. I mean, you can go Nolan. Nolan Ryan.
Well, no, here's where you think about gameplay too, right? Because 3,000 career strikeouts and won a Cy Young. Those are the two categories.
Yeah, that's
so I'm going Nolan Ryan in that bottom right-hand corner.
Yep.
Even though I was wrong.
Oh
no!
no! No,
Austin, this is the first. Austin, this is the first time you've gotten one wrong. That's the first time you've gotten one wrong.
No.
Hey! You want to know who beats? You want to know who somebody that beats Nolan Ryan? That's a Yankee. Come on, Rico. Tell me one Yankee that's won a Cy Young and 3,000 strikeouts in his career. He's a left-handed thrower. There's a lot of them. There's a lot of them. You could go Verlander. You could go. I'll just tell you. CC Sabathia.
Well, of course.
2%. CC Sabathia.
CC's at 2.
CC Sabathia.
Nolan Ryan was wrong.
Man, so I'm gonna go Nolan Ryan with the Red Sox, if you don't mind. That's disappointing, man.
I don't understand. I am shell-shocked.
That's crazy.
You are shattered right now, aren't you?
I am a broken man.
I'm going to go Randy Johnson.
Nolan Ryan never won a Cy Young. He finished 8th, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 9th, 5th, 5th.
Randy Johnson, 42%.
Nolan Ryan never won a Cy Young?
I should have gone with Cy Young.
Also, hold on.
Actually, Cy Young never won a Cy Young.
Wow.
So that would have been wrong.
Okay, so time out. Don't put Nolan Ryan in the Red Sox because it said it was wrong. We might have.
Do we not know any Nolan Ryan?
He had to have 300 strikeouts.
3,000?
Or 3,000, excuse me.
Did he?
He never played for the Red Sox.
Yeah.
We're both broken.
We're
Welcome to the party.
We are
I'm still sitting pretty.
Oh my God, this is brutal.
I'm going to see if I can put Nolan Ryan somewhere else.
Kurt Schilling is easy at the Red Sox. I should have just went with Kurt Schilling in the start.
I'm doing Clemens. Yep, 42%. I'll take it.
Oh
my gosh.
Did Kurt have? Kurt had 3,000.
You know what you could also do?
Kurt
Schilling
before
had
I do
3,000.
this, did he?
Yes.
Okay, I don't want to get it wrong.
You're fine because I already put it in there.
Okay, 11%.
All right, guys, we got to go. It's 2:13. We got a minute left.
We got.
Okay, I'm doing Johan Santana for the Twins.
Yeah.
Cy Young.
CC Sabathia also could be in the Twins side or the Guardians. 3,000 strikeouts.
Yeah, I'm going with that one.
Yeah.
Is it C.C? Nope.
It is Karsten Charles.
Gosh dang it. I cannot
Nolan
believe
Ryan
he failed.
is a legend, and we don't know he didn't play for the Red Sox and never won a Cy Young.
There's
We
so
learned
many
something
people.
today.
There's so many people coming at us right now. Mississippi Mud Dog says Union Bank takes on Hastings for the Cornhusker League Championship tomorrow, Nick. Do you even care about your old team, dude? Yes, I do. Go Union Bank. Shout out to UBT, partner of the station, sponsor of the Pius Varsity Summer Team. Shout out to Heidi Fletch and Coach Hain leading that team to the Cornhusker League Championship. That's pretty awesome. So, all right, we're out of here. Stick around. On the Block, Stricken Austin coming up next.
Frank Viola for the Twins. Cy Young. Adios.
Proud to be voted best vape shop.
Generation V.
Is thrilled to announce our newest location is now open at Flint and Superior.
Generation V.
Explore with the largest selection of vape, Delta 8, Kratom, all your favorite brands of disposables, e-liquid, and premium THC.
Generation V.
We'll guide you through our extensive selection to fit.
Generation V.
With locations in York, Kearney, and Beatrice. Visit our newest store now open at 27th and Superior in Lincoln. GenerationV.com. E6 contain nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical.
Summer is near. Now's the time to clean or replace your furnace filter to get the most out of your AC. Find energy saving tips at les.com/save-energy.
You've driven by GE Landscape Supply countless times, likely without even knowing, at 6701 Cornhusker Highway. Now it's time to stop in. GE Landscape Supply sells to homeowners and construction materials. They sell in bulk and buy anything from a 5-gallon bucket to a semi-load. And don't forget, they deliver anywhere. Stop by 6701 Cornhusker Highway from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday to Friday and 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Saturdays. Go to gelandscapesupply.com for more info or call 402-7627.
Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now, they've raised wages again, and they're hiring for production operators at $24.62 per hour, which grows to $28.97 per hour within 3 years. Skilled trade positions now start at $33.36 per hour, with opportunities to make more based on certifications. Continental also has salary jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low rates. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates, with increased bonuses and vacation for new hires. To learn more or apply, go to continentaljobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
Are you working in or looking to get in the electrical construction industry? The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports is quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
Hey guys, Jake Sorensen here from Early Break. The garage door at our house has been needing replacement for a couple years, and a few months ago, we finally